Coming this morning. Just to give you some updates. Last week we held the first press release related to Miss Anastasia Gilley being missing out of Jackson County, Florida. To give you an update on where we're at, I'm going to go back and cover some of it. May 3rd, Jackson County received a report of a missing person, a female, Anastasia Lynn Gilley. On May 7th, we were notified by Jackson if we could assist with them. And on that day, Miss Gilley's cell phone was recovered on Old Mussey Road, which is on the east side of Houston County. Working together with Jackson County and Houston County SO, we developed a suspect, Marquise Devane McLeod, 33 years of age, from Newville, Alabama. It's in Henry County. Investigators from both agencies worked around the clock, gathering leads and information pertaining to this case. And on the early morning of May 10th, the early a.m., investigators in Houston County went to an area of the 5,000 block of Headland Avenue, where it led us to believe this could be the possible location of Miss Gilley. At that time, investigators located a body, appears to be a white female body, in the field just off the road in Henry County. In Houston County. That body is believed to be the body of Miss Gilley. However, the evidence collected will go to the Alabama Department of Forensic Science, and we'll get confirmations on that. The first charge that we had on McLeod was capital murder kidnapping, which falls under 13A-5-40-A1. Yesterday, May 16th, Houston County investigators received certified copies of Miss Gilley's reports of being pregnant. At that point, the second warrant was obtained, which falls under 13A-5-40A-10, two or more persons by a defendant. Constitutes it to be a capital murder charge. He was charged yesterday with the second charge of capital murder, which both charges have no bonds. As of this time, Houston County Sheriff's Office has got over 1,000 hours involved in this investigation. And once again, I want to commend our deputies and our investigators on an outstanding job. But we still have work to do on this. We still have some things we're looking at. So with that, I'll take any questions y'all have.
I know you were saying last week that in order to have more charges, the baby had to meet some kind of criteria, certain criteria for the state to be able to pile more charges on. So I'm guessing that that criteria was met?
That's correct. Under 13A-5-40 is a capital murder section of the Alabama Code. There's 18 possibilities that will qualify a capital murder charge. Like I said, you can look those up. The two that we use was A-1 and A-10 on the two charges. And could they be more charges? I mean, like I said, the investigation is not over as far as our part. But if they do, I will definitely keep you all up on it.
You just said we've got a lot more work to do on this case. What kind of work?
Well, we're still following up some information, trying to see maybe evidence we can locate. Some interviews we may need to conduct for a second time to get some more information on it.
I'm guessing the autopsy hasn't come back. Yeah, I know you were saying that last week. You strongly believe it was her. Just wanted to see, could you stand here today and say it was her if the autopsy has come back? If not, when will?
Okay, they conducted the autopsy. We have not got anything back in writing. Our beliefs, my belief, it is her. And I'm basing that off of articles that were on the body that we know Miss Gilly had. Clothing, jewelry, some stuff like that. We know Miss Gilly had that particular type clothing and jewelry. And that's why my belief is that is Miss Gilly. But officially, we haven't got anything back in writing yet from the Alabama Department of Forensic Science.
I'm going to lay the foundation for this question by noting that you've got almost 50 years of law enforcement, and you at one time was the commander of the Houston County Sheriff's Office Criminal Investigation Division. So you're qualified to answer this question. Based upon what you know about this case, take us through the last hours of Miss Gilly's life.
Well, I don't think she was willingly traveling with McLeod. And I really can't say other than what the crime scene showed.
You said you found a cell phone, her cell phone.
That's correct.
Do you think she threw that cell phone out? How did it get there? And is that the ultimate piece of evidence that led you to her body?
I don't think she threw the cell phone out. There has been evidence collected along that road, as well as other locations in Henry County, Headland Avenue, and I'm sure Jackson County may have some. It assisted us with the belief that she did travel up here, but we don't think it was on her own will.
Were you tracking, you as being the authorities tracking her with that cell phone until some point in time?
We had reason to believe she was headed this way.
And then what ultimately led you to the place where you found the body?
Interviews, witnesses, hearing shots or, alarming or reports that come back from locations where he may have stopped. Once y'all aired it last time, we've received some calls and we've conducted interviews, and some of that puts it together where at that point on the 10th we did locate her.
Well, you think when they got to Houston County, she was not a willing participant?
No.
He was holding her hostage, and do you think he intended to kill her all along?
My personal opinion? Yes, I do. My personal opinion. And it'll come out when the hearings start, and y'all will understand more about it then.
Have you talked, I'm sorry, and I'll yield to my colleagues, but have you spoken with the district attorney to make sure, to talk to him about if he will pursue, I know it's a capital offense, which goes to death penalty, will he leave death on the table in this case, or have y'all had that discussion?
We have not had that discussion as far as the outcome of the case, the sentencing. If I'm asked, I want to pursue the death sentence. I do. This was a horrible crime committed.
Now, I know you said you all found the body on Headland Avenue. You said you found her belongings on her phone on Mussey. So do you still believe that the crime happened at Headland Avenue?
Absolutely. No question.
Sheriff, were you able to use his GPS from his phone to help any of this tracking?
We looked through numbers is how we came up with a possible suspect, but I won't discuss it. And the techniques used, that'll come out in court.
Can you reveal, or do you know any more about their relationship? You described them as acquaintances last Thursday when we spoke about this. Can you give us any more insight into their relationship?
I don't think there really was a relationship other than an acquaintance or a semi-friendship, which I think at one point turned from a friendship to very aggressive.
And I know you said the autopsy hasn't come back yet, but I know you were saying from the other week, you believe or it appears that she may have been shot in the back. Is that still accurate today?
My opinion, and I've been on this with my investigators from the beginning, my opinion will be she was shot, correct. From evidence we recovered, there's no question that's the location and that she was shot.
Once? How many times? Would you guess?
Multiple times. One thing I did want to cover, if you don't mind, the photographs that are being used, or was used in the beginning in this case. This is McLeod in 2016 on unrelated charges, anything to do with this. This is him now, the booking photo on the capital murder charges we have him on. Not this photograph, this one. So, any further questions?
Sheriff?
Should,
I'm sorry, no, go ahead.
should this man have been on the street given what's happened, his prior record? Does that concern Sheriff Valenza?
Well, it concerns me because this isn't the only area that he's been arrested. He has other arrests. And like I said, that'll come out in court, which we can relate it to our cases on him. But that will come out at a later date. But he's not a first-time arrestee, no.
If there were more stringent regulations to do with bond and do with release, would Anastasia Gilley be alive today?
I mean, as far as us being involved in this situation, yeah, she would probably be alive. As far as involved in lifestyles of him or her, I can't tell you that.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Has the suspect revealed any information to you all? I know at one point you were saying.
The suspect has been very, very uncooperative since the beginning. Anybody else? We're good?
Sheriff, I'd like to real quick change directions, ask you about a
Okay.
case from Tallahassee that your deputies were looking into from a call from Tallahassee that was involved in a wreck in Tallahassee that was brought up here. Can you talk about that for just a second?
We were notified the other night of a possible vehicle coming into Houston County from the west side on 84. Our units located the vehicle, conducted a traffic stop on it, contacted Tallahassee PD to get more information on the reason for the BOLO. And at that point, we had taken the car into custody. We impounded it. We had the information of the driver, and Tallahassee PD is supposed to be coming down today to process the vehicle and I would guess possibly conduct some interviews, is all I know right now.
Okay, thank you.
One more question I forgot to ask. I'm gonna change back gears. Have you all discovered a motive between Gilley and McLeod, or why he allegedly chose to do what he did?
Not positively, and I really wouldn't want to speculate on it at this point. Let us get through some more and running down some leads and interviews, and we may can answer that at a later date. Okay? Thank you all.
Sheriff.
Yes.